Disneyland Paris is famous for its amazing rides, fantastic parades, and the chance to see your favourite Disney characters. But something I think doesn't get enough love are the amazing shows. Disneyland Paris has some of the best Disney shows in any park in the world, and you should definitely think about considering watching a few whilst you are there. So today I'm going to rank the shows at Disneyland Paris to let you know what each of them are like and which ones you should maybe take time out of your schedule to go and see. There are an astounding 6 shows at Disneyland Paris, with 5 of them being in Walt Disney Studios Park. This is the most amount of shows I've seen in any Disney park around the world, and they really are world-class Broadway level shows. So if you are looking for some amazing entertainment and a really great way to have a break in your day, rest your feet ready for more walking around those parks and fitting in those rides, then definitely go see a show. My name is Sophie from Most Magical Guides, and I make videos packed full of tips and advice to help you visit the Disney parks like a pro, helping you to maximise the magic by mastering the planning. If you do like this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss a video. So let's rank the shows at Disneyland Paris. Coming in at number 6 is the brand new Alice in Wonderland show, Alice and the Queen of Hearts Back to Wonderland. This show debuted this year and it is something totally unique. You are going to be able to see amazing sets, wild costumes, original songs, and even BMX stunt riders. Something that is super fantastic about this show is it feels very much like a Disneyland Paris show. You would not see this type of show in Disney World, for example. It has a very European flair, and I love that about this show. This Alice in Wonderland show is in Walt Disney Studios Park, and it's where the old motor stunt show used to be. So it's a huge arena. You have loads and loads of seating, but I would say the one downside, and why I've put this in last place, is you are sat outside. Now there is a roof that gives coverage, but if it's particularly hot or particularly cold, you're not going to get any relief from the elements, whereas all the other shows are indoor and temperature controlled. The set for this show is incredible. It is absolutely huge. I love that it's like really funky and wild, and you have these massive interactive screens as well. I think they've given a really modern twist to Alice in Wonderland. I love the wild costumes, and I love that there's lots of original songs in this production. Something that Disneyland Paris does really well is performing the shows in a mixture of English and French, and this show is exactly the same. So no matter what language you speak, you'll still be able to follow along with the show, and Disneyland Paris have found a way to balance this perfectly. So if you are looking for a fresh new take on a classic and something that is very Disneyland Paris in feel, definitely go check out this show. Coming in at number 5 is Frozen, A Musical Invitation. Frozen is one of the most popular films Disney have had in recent years, and the popularity does not die down. This show, I would say, is actually the hardest to get into in Disneyland Paris. I actually very rarely see the show just because you need to get there very, very early to get a space. Often by the time I have showed up, it's already all sold out. So that shows you the popularity of this show, and I would say if you're a fan of Frozen, you definitely do need to check it out. So just get there early to get your space. In this show, you will have actors performing the roles of our favourite Frozen characters. You will hear songs from the film, and there's also little funny moments and interactions between the characters. And of course, everyone's favourite snowman, Olaf, makes an appearance. He is definitely the standout in the show. I think he's one of the most popular characters in Disney, and it's so great to be able to actually see him in a show. Frozen, A Musical Invitation is in one of the smaller buildings for shows at Disneyland Paris, which is why I think it does sell out rather quickly. But it is shown multiple times a day, so you do have plenty of chances to go and see it. This is one of the only shows at Disneyland Paris that is directly based on a Disney film. So because of that, it is very popular because people know what they are getting. And of course, it is a super popular film still, even though the film has been out for a while now. And kids absolutely love it. So if you are fans of Frozen, make sure you stop by, get there early so you can get a seat, and check out this show because you are guaranteed to love it. Coming in at number 4 is Lion King, Rhythm of the Pride Lands. This is the only show that is inside Disneyland Park. All of the others are in Walt Disney Studios Park, but this is a phenomenal show. This This show is performed in a really large auditorium which fits a lot of people in, and there are performances multiple times a day, so you have a good chance of going to see this show. Now again, it does sometimes sell out, so you might want to get there a bit early. You can be lucky. In fact, every single time I've seen it, I've managed to walk in quite close to when they were closing the doors, and I think that is just good luck. So if you are desperate to see it, I would get there early. But the other option is you can purchase Premier Access. This gives you a guaranteed seat, and you don't have to get there super early to guarantee your spot, which means you have more time in the parks. So if this is high on your list and you have the ability to, it could be a good option. However, I don't think it is necessary to pay. You can absolutely get into the show because the auditorium is so big, but maybe get there 30 minutes before, maybe 45 minutes on a very busy day to make sure you can get in. Lion King Rhythm of the Pride Lands is a mixture of the Broadway musical and new elements. Here you are going to hear the iconic songs from the film, but the Broadway versions, and you are also going to have amazing costumes and even acrobatics. This is such a brilliant show. I absolutely love to see it. I cry every single time. The performers are incredible, the costumes are amazing, and those songs are just so iconic and they just touch you. And if you love The Lion King, you are going to absolutely love this. Number 3 is Disney Junior Dream Factory. Now, being a child-free millennial, I don't really know anything about Disney Junior, and this was a show that I skipped over a lot. But one time I was visiting in January, it was -5 outside and I was freezing, so I was desperate to go inside and warm up, so I thought I'll go and see this show. It was the show that had the earliest performance time of the day, so I thought, let's go in. I am now obsessed. It is such an incredible show, and I think it's so easy to look over because if you are adults or you don't watch Disney Junior or your kids are a bit old, you might think this isn't for us, but it is so worth a trip. This show has a super fun storyline, which is all about believing in your dreams and following them, which I think is something that resonates so much with people, and it's such a big part of the Disney experience and the Disney message. Of course, you get to see iconic Disney Junior characters such as Vampirina, who I love now. She's really cool. But you also get to see Mickey and Minnie, which is so brilliant. The songs in this show are really, really catchy. Having not known anything about them before, I now am fully invested. I love singing along to them. I've become like the world's biggest fan. And something else that I really love about Disney Junior Dream Factory is there are really cool effects. These do change up, so every time I go there seem to be new effects being tried, but one of them that I absolutely love the most are these bubbles that are filled with smoke. I have no idea how they do it, but it's so cool and everyone gets so excited to pop the balloons and the smoke comes out. If you are looking for a show that is super joyful, super uplifting, and leaves you going away believing anything is possible, then make sure you stop by the Dream Factory.
Non, la garde du roi lion est trop occupée à protéger la terre des lions des griffes de Scar.
Number 2 is Mickey and the Magician. This show is a totally unique production, and you get to see so many iconic Disney characters in this show. The storyline follows Mickey as he is a cleaner in a magician's workshop, but keen to be a magician himself, he tries out a few tricks and it doesn't quite go to plan, and lots of things then come alive as Disney characters. This is a fantastic show if you're wanting to see lots of characters in one performance, and also lots of those big characters that everyone loves, and characters you don't often see around the park, such as Beast from Beauty and the Beast. This show features iconic songs from the Disney films that are featured in it, from Frozen to Lion King to Cinderella, and also has a really catchy original song. Like all the other shows, this is performed in a mixture of French and English, but it's done in a way that you can easily follow along with the storyline, which is fantastic. Mickey and the Magician is also performed in a really large auditorium. However, it is a very popular show, so I would recommend getting there early. It is worthwhile getting there maybe at least 45 minutes in advance to ensure you can get in, but you can also purchase Premier Access for Mickey and the Magician, so you have guaranteed entry. I have actually used Premier Access before for Mickey and the Magician, and it was fantastic because I just turned up a few minutes before and you get to go in first, take your pick of any seats in the auditorium, so it's well worth it if it is a show you really want to see. And luckily for me, as a solo traveller, it wasn't too expensive, and I'm aware obviously if you have a family that can quickly add up, so you might just want to get there early and get in that way. But this is one of the standout shows at Disneyland Paris. Not only is it a magical story, but you get to see so many iconic Disney characters at once that if you only have time for a few shows at Disneyland Paris, I would definitely recommend that Mickey and the Magician be one of them. at number 1 is Together, a Pixar musical adventure. This show is only a few years old, and let me tell you, I was absolutely blown away with it. This is a super unique show that features special effects and technology in an amazing way. Plus, you get to see some of your favourite Pixar characters from films such as Coco, Up and Monsters Inc. The story follows a young girl who wants to be a conductor, but her sheet music gets blown away into different Pixar films, so the toys from Toy Story come together to help her get them back together. It's so great to see different characters from different Pixar films interacting, and as I say, the technology and the way they do it is literally mind-blowing. It's incredible. Now, I am a big crier at Disney, and I always think a measure of success of something for me is if it makes me cry, and I cried many times during this show, and I didn't feel too bad because the people around me were all crying as well. It is so beautifully done, and I cannot recommend it enough. It is wonderful. What I would say is if you only have time for a few shows at Disneyland Paris, then going to see Together and Mickey the Magician could be great, because often they play at times that are quite close to each other, so you can go from one to the other, and you get to see both Disney and Pixar characters this way. So those are the Disneyland Paris shows ranked, and even though they are in a ranked order, I have to say I don't think there are any bad shows at Disneyland Paris. In fact, quite the opposite. I think they are all incredible. You cannot go wrong with seeing any of them, and I would definitely make the time to try and see at least a few during your trip. They really are world class. Often they are about 30 minutes long, and they do not skimp because they are in a theme park. Everything is next level, whether it be the costumes, the performances, or even the technology. Going to see a show is a fantastic way to take a break, and the days are very tough on your body. There is a lot of walking, you are out for a long time, so having a little rest in the afternoon and going to see a show could be a perfect way to get the most out of your Disney day. Do let me know which is your favourite show at Disneyland Paris, or if there is one that you are super keen to see. I always love hearing other people's experiences, and what order would you rank them in? If you'd like to know some more tips about how to visit Disneyland Paris like a pro, stick around to the end because I have a playlist that's ready for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, I hope you have the most magical day. Bye bye.